It's July 28th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a man who flew through the Olympic sky, an ancient body emerging from a river after thousands of years, and a city unlike any other in America. Let's begin. On July 28, 1984, more than 90,000 spectators filled the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum for the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympics. As music echoed through the stadium, a lone figure appeared above the field. His name was Bill Suitor, and he was flying with a Bell rocket belt strapped to his back. The machine looked like science fiction, but with its power came a violent chemical reaction. Concentrated hydrogen peroxide was forced across a catalyst, instantly breaking apart into oxygen and blistering hot, high-pressure steam. The invisible jets erupted downward with enough force to lift him into the sky. The belt had enough propellant for only about 20 seconds. Suitor had no wings and no parachute. A loss of balance or a few wasted seconds would send him crashing into the stadium. He crossed the Coliseum, descending towards a painted target, and landed safely. For 20 astonishing seconds, the future had arrived. Then, the steam vanished, leaving the rocket man standing safely on the ground. On July 28, 1996, spectators gathered beside the Columbia River in Washington to watch a hydroplane race. But while wading through shallow water, Will Thomas and David Decay noticed something pale beneath the surface. It was a human skull. Police initially thought this was a modern death, but when a forensic anthropologist examined the remains, the investigator moved far beyond any ordinary crime scene. Further search recovered a nearly complete skeleton, and embedded into the man's hip was an ancient stone projectile point. The surrounding bone had healed, revealing that he had survived the wounds years before his death. Radiocarbon tests produced an astonishing result. The man had lived approximately 84,000 to 87,000 years ago. The discovery triggered a bitter legal battle. Native American tribes claimed the Ancient One as an ancestor and sought his reburial, while science sued for permission to study him. Nearly 20 years later, DNA confirmed his closest connection to modern Native Americans, and in 2017 his remains were returned to the tribe and privately reburied. The river had revealed him, then after thousands of years, he was returned to the earth. On July 28, 1896, a city was born from a winter that nearly killed everything. 5 years earlier, Julia Tuttle, a wealthy widow from Cleveland, purchased 640 acres beside the Miami River. She dreamed of transforming the isolated wilderness into a thriving city, but without a railroad, almost no one would come. Then, the Great Freeze of 1894 and 1895 devastated Florida. Citrus groves farther north blackened and died, but Miami, the trees remained green. According to the story that became legend, Tuttle sent fresh orange blossoms to the railroad tycoon Henry Flagler as proof that Miami had escaped the cold. Historians disputed whether the package was sent, but what happened next was certain. She offered Flagler valuable land. In return, his railway reached Miami, bringing workers, a luxury hotel, and hundreds of new residents. On July 28, more than 300 men voted to incorporate the city, yet Tuttle could not vote because she was a woman. She died only 2 years later, but Miami remains one of the only major American cities founded by a woman. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next Eerie dose is just a day away.